Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner is facing criticism after adding an £800,000 seaside apartment in Hove to her property portfolio.
The purchase comes as she backs plans to double council tax on second homes, prompting calls for clarity over her own council tax arrangements.
But how does it look for a Deputy Prime Minister to be buying her third home, well, two homes she's bought, one is a Grace and Favour home in Westminster, when so many Brits are struggling to buy their first?
Joining us now is the former editor of The Sun, Kelvin MacKenzie. Now, Kelvin, isn't there an argument that a working class woman who's done well for herself, made her own money, should be able to spend that money on whatever she likes?
Yes, I'm totally in favour of it. I'd like her to buy 3,000 homes. I don't care. But remember, it's her party that cares. It's her party that doesn't want you, actually, it seems to me, to own a second home. So, look, she makes £159,000 a year. She will for the next 4 years, and then it will probably be down to about 80 grand when she gets turfed out of, when they get turfed out of government. But the issue is that on top, that the reason that she says she wants it is she wants a home near London for her work. Well, I know she's a northern girl, but I don't know whether she knows that Hove is actually 50 miles from London. And if with the way that the late night working works within Parliament, late night voting, she can't be sure, thanks to, by the way, her trade union friends who operate the railways, that in fact she's going to be able to get home at night. So how does that work? And the answer for her, uniquely, as distinct from everybody else in the country, is that she has a government home, a Grace and Favour flat in London as well. So the idea that this is being used as some kind of work pad 50 miles from her workplace is absolute tosh. Why doesn't she just tell the truth that she likes Hove, a very nice place, by the way, I know Hove, right? And she wants to go swimming, and she wants to be photographed bobbing along the English Channel, probably meeting some of her constituents for the future, right? And therefore, why doesn't she just come clean with it? As it is, she's also revealed, of course, that she is going to have to pay, because it's her second home, because her major home is her constituency home, well, that's what she says, she's going to have to pay a double council tax for having a second home. I am massively hostile to that idea. I think it's perfectly fair for people to own more than one home. Life isn't fair, right? There are some people who look like me, and there are some people who look like Brad Pitt. That's the basis of it.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
Well, that's the bit that's kind of puzzling me, Kelvin, because of course she is paying all the tax she's meant to. Of course, she's perfectly within her rights to buy a second home if she would like to. But it's the so-called sources speaking to the papers this morning who are giving these reasons that she needs the home because she needs to be close to London. It's the PR optics of this that I'm really struggling with, as I have done on several stories related to this Labour government recently. Has she been poorly advised to allow these people to speak on her behalf, giving these excuses? And as you make the point, Kelvin, wouldn't it be better if she just came clean and said, I want a holiday home so I can drink wine and smoke vapes on the South Coast?
Yeah, well, but if you want honesty, you've come to the wrong address when you come to Parliament. And I apply that, by the way, both to the Conservatives and Labour. I mean, they have been shocking. Nobody who goes into Parliament seems to be able to tell they probably go in with pretty good views, but they come out the other side. It's the equivalent of when you go into jail and you've gone in for something, we'll say, careless driving or something. You'll come out as a safecracker. It's absolutely the same with Parliament. They go in as one people, right? Honestly, they are dancing around like fairies, right? And when they come out the other end, they are committed liars. Why don't they just tell the truth? In her case, obfuscation has been a big part of her political success. After all, there was the issue about where she paid council tax, how many houses she used to own in the north. I'm afraid, as the deputy leader of the Labour Party, she is the kind of person who you hope you don't bump into, who trying to sell you double glazing. I mean, I'm afraid she has a bad rap. She could do something about it. She could say, I've got the money. I'm a single woman. I've done well in my life. I want to have as many homes as I like. And I'd be very grateful if the media would leave me alone.
I guess, the issue with second homes, you think that everyone should be allowed to have second homes. I suppose the issue is that in places like Hove, people who grew up there, real Hove locals, who would love to get on the housing ladder there, who want to send their children to school around there, who want to work in the area, aren't able to because people like Angela Rayner are buying up houses that they only visit, maybe every few months. Presumably she's quite busy with her job. And that kills communities in local areas. Isn't that something you're a bit worried about?
No, it's not actually. It never even occurred to me. It's only under the Labour government that these arguments occur to me. I don't really mind about who. And what you have to do is you have to move to where you can afford. For instance, I ended up living in Crayford, right, in Kent, which is, not a great neighbourhood when I first set out. Okay, and that is the reality of life. What we don't have in this country is any sense of mobility, of heading for work, or heading for your home, or making any sacrifice. Immediately you run into a brick wall here. Somebody says, what can the government do for me? What money can be given to us? And the effect of that is the economy that we face today. And just watch what's going to happen. The whole of Asia is going to eat our lunch, and there'll be a load of white people all in tears. I've got nowhere to live. I haven't got a job. Get on with life. We want more people trying to get on rather than being given handouts, I'm afraid. So I just don't agree with the basic kind of philosophical thought process.
Well, Kelvin, you can talk about this being, of course, a distraction for the Labour government. Of course, they have pledged to build 1.5 million homes, which presumably is clearly going to, they would argue, is going to help the housing shortage. How realistic do you think it's going to be that Angela Rayner will be able to achieve that?
Absolutely nil. And in fact, she is briefing that she's been sold a hospital pass by the Prime Minister, who, by the way, has sold a hospital pass to the country as well. She's briefing that there is no hope of hitting the 1.5 million, and she's going to be blamed for it, which is true. They came in and said 1.5. Honestly, if they build a million, it will be a miracle. And so they will do no better. In fact, they will do slightly worse than the horrendous Conservative government of the last few years. It's a remarkable effect. There aren't the builders there. There isn't the appetite there. And to be honest, there isn't the political will to make it happen. And it's very hard, depending on how you view life. Actually, I like the idea that 60% of our food is produced within our own land. If we're going to actually develop all these housing projects, we won't have enough. We won't have enough land in order to produce our food. And then somebody will be saying, "Have you seen the price of cucumbers?" You know, to be honest with you, our country is in the grip of some kind of paralysis at the moment. I would like to exclusively blame Labour. I feel I can't. I also blame the 14 years of Tory government.
Yeah.
They were really shocking. I thought they were on our side. I'm afraid they're not.
Well, thank you very much, Kelvin. A pretty stark assessment there. Country in paralysis. I think we do see quite a lot of that on the streets every day. But now